All right, ready to go.
Alrighty, I'm going to introduce myself. I'm Sergeant Martin, or Sergeant Kirk Martin, PCSO. I've been with the department since uh, April. Yeah, April. I've been in law enforcement for over 6 years. Uh, do a lot of different things. I'm a canine instructor, air instructor, all sorts of different things throughout the department. FTO, HR. Try and dip my toes in everything. And then, sir, if you want to introduce yourself as well.
Yeah, my name is Sergeant John Campbell. I am part of the Human Resources Department. I am also the code lead for the training division under Maverick, who is one of our majors. A little bit about myself. I've been with the department a couple months. Before that, I was in SASP. Things I like to do is, I'm a paperwork guy. I like to do a lot of the stuff in the Discordia. I like to do the hiring stuff. And I love doing the training because basically at the end of the day, I'm getting older. It seems like everybody else is staying the same age. And I always want to try to find that next replacement for myself in the future. So that's basically how I like to do the training. So, yeah, that's me.
Yeah. And then if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself as well, great.
I am Coyote Wild. I've I've traveled here from quite a far place. I actually used to live in Las Venturas and had to move here for various different reasons. I've never done anything that was LEO related. I've done some other kind of jobs. Nothing really worthy of noting, of course, just something odd, like maybe I fixed my neighbor's sink or maybe I worked on somebody's car before,
Okay. So just no prior Leo experience at all in any
but
capacity.
no,
Okay.
no.
Alrighty. I'm gonna start getting into just some general questions. Do you currently take any medications or have any medical conditions that you should be made aware or that would impact your ability to perform the duties of the sheriff's department? As the sheriff's deputy, sorry.
Nothing too serious, just some PTSD from my past, but nothing that can't be resolved.
Okay. Uh, do you go to therapy for that kind of thing?
Yeah,
Okay,
I have a doctor.
I gotcha. Alrighty. And then in your own words, what does integrity mean to you, and how would it relate to policing?
Integrity is self accountability. Take responsibility for my own actions.
Okay. Um, and then what would be what? Wow, holy crap! I can't talk today. What do you believe your greatest failure, and what did you learn and take away from the experience?
Mm, my greatest failure. I suppose situational awareness, being aware of my surroundings, certainly taught me to be aware of what's around me.
Okay, it's like you don't have good situational awareness, or like, like
No, it's more like I had this incident in Las Venturas where an entire group that was wearing various different animal masks, they all kind of, I guess you could say they just kind of came out of the woodworks. They just appeared out of nowhere, surrounded me, and captured me. If I had
okay,
been more aware of my surroundings, that probably would not have happened.
gotcha. Alrighty. Do you have any ideas or goals for your career with PCSO, and where would you like to see yourself in the next 6 to 12 months?
Well, in all honesty, all of this is new to me, so everything is going to be a learning curve. I'm just excited to learn.
Okay.
I mean, I guess getting anywhere with this job would be an accomplishment for me.
Um, if the human resources department reached out to you or reached out to any of your friends, peers, for a reference, how would they think they would best describe you?
I'm a kind-hearted person.
Okay.
I work hard.
And then tell us about a time you had to be creative in a situation, and what was the outcome of the situation?
I missed a word there. What was the question
Yeah,
again?
no worries. Tell us about a time that you had to be creative in a situation, and what was the outcome of that situation?
Mm. Like creative how?
You had to like have a solution. Something happened, you had to get creative to come up with a solution for something, anything.
Oh, okay. Um, let's see. What was a good situation? Honestly, I don't think I've ever been put in that kind of situation before.
Okay. And if you don't have an answer for it, that's fine. We can just move on to the next question.
I mean, I wish I had an experience with that. I
You're all good.
unfortunately don't.
If you haven't had that experience, you're all good. Don't worry. Um, in your opinion, what is the difference between the letter of the law and the spirit of the law?
Well, to me, the letter of the law, the letter of the law is what's written, what's there in ink. It's in
Mhm.
black and white. But the spirit of the law would be the meaning behind it, what backs it up, the experiences that go along with it.
Alrighty. And then during a routine traffic stop, okay, sorry, I just jumped right into it. These are going to be scenario based questions. I'm just going to tell you like a scenario and then you'll just answer like what your response would be or like how you would handle said situation. So during a traffic stop, you and your partner officer arrest the individual on scene. Noting for the purposes of this, the charges are unrelated. So like to what I'm about to ask. You notice that during the legal search of the vehicle, your partner finds a $5 bill and places the $5 bill in their pocket. How would you handle the situation?
They put the $5 bill in their own pocket. Is that what the question was?
Yeah, they were searching the car. Put it in.
Okay.
Do you care to?
I heard.
Yeah, do you care to
Think I
repeat
heard.
yourself? I think some of us our voice boxes are breaking.
I'm so sorry. What did you say?
What?
Did you already respond to the question?
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry, your mouth was moving. I
No,
thought you
no.
were
I
talking.
was
My bad.
just trying to. I was asking him for clarity because I was having a hard time hearing what he
No,
was
you're,
I got you.
you're all
My
good.
bad. I was going
Yeah,
nuts.
so it's you and an officer arrested a suspect, and then during the search of his car, like the legal search, the other officer finds a $5 bill in the car and places it in his pocket. Like, how would you handle that situation?
Well, hopefully I would have seen that and I would to him, "Hey, I think you put something in your pocket that's not supposed to be there." If he doesn't fix that situation, I'm going to have to call it in to a superior.
Alrighty. And then during speed traffic enforcement, you perform a traffic stop on a suspect or subject for speeding. The subject was registered going 5 miles an hour over the posted speed limit. Upon review of their traffic citation history, there have been no previous reports. Do you believe it's acceptable to issue a verbal warning? And if so, why?
Yes, I do believe so. It would be his first offense, and it was, I believe that would be classified as a third-degree speeding because it was only 5 over. I could be wrong on the degree. I don't really know all the degrees of speeding, but it's not. It's still well, not severe crime. It's still a crime, but I don't see why I wouldn't receive a warning.
All right. And then on this one, upon the arrival of a store robbery, one suspect initiates gunfire at you and another officer that was already on scene. While engaging in the shootout between you and the suspect decides to cease fire and begins to flee on foot from the scene. Upon attempting to chase the suspect, you notice that the other officer has been critically wounded. How do you proceed?
I will attend to the critically wounded officer first. I feel like that would be more important. Call in for an ambulance, try to pack his wounds, call in for backup.
Okay. Would you like call out over radio, like maybe the description of what the guy was wearing?
Yeah, I would call out our location where we're at, where I last saw the suspect, what he was wearing, what direction he was heading in, whether that be north, east, west, south.
Okay.
Any landmarks that might be in the area.
All right. Um. Okay. How would you approach a scene where you were directed by a supervisor to make an arrest that you believe to be unlawful? What steps would you take, if any? So you're going to like supervisor tells you to arrest someone that you don't think is, legal or like is violating that guy's rights.
Well, it's a supervisor telling me something to do. I would follow orders, but I would assume that suspect would be able to fight something like that in court.
Okay.
I wouldn't want to be seen as insubordinate or
Correct.
jumping rank to try to do something about it. I'm not sure that's that
Yeah.
sounds like an IA or an HR problem. Yeah, that'd be above my pay grade.
Gotcha. Alrighty. So that's the end of all like the normal questions for our interview. Um, do have a couple bonus questions here. Um,
Bonus round.
yes. If you were any animal, what would you be and why?
I'd be a coyote.
A wild one?
Sure, I'd be a wild coyote. I don't think there's such thing as a domesticated coyote.
There is. tear into stuff though. Alrighty.
Well, yeah, you
And
can't
this
take
is
wild out of a wild animal. I mean, even zoos have problems with some of their animals.
okay. It's true. All right, this one's also another really important one that I'm gonna steal off of the last guy that was in here.
Oh
Uh,
no.
what kind of kitchen utensil would you be if you could choose?
A spoon.
Why a spoon?
The spoons are the best cuddlers.
She got you there. That was a good
You
answer.
can
That's a
cuddle with a
valid.
spoon.
That's valid. Okay. Okay.
I got a question.
Oh no.
If you could live in any video game environment, okay,
Red Dead Redemption 2. No questions
I
asked.
didn't even finish the
Red Dead
question,
Redemption
but
2.
okay. All right, all right, all right, okay. Why
Hands
though?
down,
Why
I
would
would
you
live in the
choose?
Wild West if I could.
So why would you want that setting?
Life was so much more simpler back then. You didn't have to have all this technology. You didn't have to have phones to communicate with somebody. You could write a letter. There was nothing more personal than writing a letter. That, and let's be honest, I'm sure everybody in this room has gone to a bar and gotten drunk at least once in their life. Back then, you didn't have to worry about DUIs. You had a horse that could take you home.
I mean, we called those RUIs, riding under the influence.
Yeah, but that wasn't a thing back then. Your horse
It
was
could
the
have
one
been.
that
You
took
never
you
know.
home. Oh, that's fair. We didn't live in those times.
That's right. My great great grandpa lived in those times.
I think my great 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 grandmother did as well.
Couple greats.
Way far back there, way in the 1800s. In fact, I think she was a deputy of the law for a small part of time.
Hey, there you go. It's in the blood.
Yeah, but my great 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 grandfather, her husband, was quite the criminal. So
Oof.
I've got dirty blood, I guess. I'm not blue-blooded.
Alrighty. That concludes our interview. Do you have any questions for us?
No, no, I need to go shake off the nerves. I still a little anxious.
Understandable. Alrighty. We're just gonna.
Wait, there is one question.
Yeah.
I didn't do it.
Would it be a problem if I wasn't able to or had the drive to seek higher positions?
No, we got people that that just say, "Hey, I don't want to go above this rank" or anything like that.
So my question for you would be, what do you think the highest you would want to go is? Like, do you want to kind of sit at that senior deputy role and then just get to the point where you
I
can do
think
some
that would be the
subdivision work,
highest.
or
I think that could be the highest I could go is probably senior deputy. I don't think
you
I
just
could
don't want to be a
supervisor.
supervisor, pretty much?
Yeah, I don't think I. Well, for one, I most certainly don't have the expertise nor the experience for that. But
Yeah, no, I gotcha. But you never know. You might actually surprise yourself. We got a lot of people that actually jump into that role, and they find out that that's the job that they always wanted to do, and
Right.
they end up doing really well at it.
Come
So you
into
never
this
know.
but I
not
think there's a different conflicting reason why I couldn't.
Does it have anything to do with? I'm assuming a relationship or something within the department.
No, no, and well, no.
it's not.
I have family ties in. No, I can't say that either.
No, it's fine. Well, I know what you mean.
Mm-hmm.
So, the other thing is I don't think that would be an issue. Um, and I mean, again, you don't have the expertise now, but once you start doing this, you'll learn more and more. I mean, rank locked it like that would not be. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do.
Yeah, if we end up hiring you regardless, we're not just going to throw you out there and make you start doing whatever you're doing. We always make sure that, if you get hired, we throw you in there, we have you ride with somebody for a while, and then if they make sure that you are 100% ready to then start on your own, which we actually had a past deputy where we allowed them to go back a phase because they were more comfortable learning in that aspect, to get them prepped actually for that phase 3 again, which the phase 3 is when you actually kind of take the wheel and you start doing the driving and stuff like that. So there's nothing wrong with taking a little extra time. You just have to work with us and let us know.
Sure. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Oh, what? Oh, I'm just standing on the desk, I guess. Yeah, we'll walk you out if you don't have any other questions.